Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Gemini for the month and the season of Virgo. So the months of mid-August to mid-September, as you know, Gemini. Quick shuffle. Let's see what are the messages for you this season of Virgo. The lesson. Making plans, Gemini. Plans to move forward. What's the next step? What's the next stage? Now the planning starts. Amazing. So it's a Wands card for a start. So it talks about moving forward with projects, creativity, all that sort of thing. Work projects, yourself. Everything with Wands, it's about moving forward. But before we move forward, we've got to have that Two of Wands there, which is the planning stage. So there you go, Virgo. Gemini. So just remember, Virgo is a very slow sort of moving energy. So, and you Geminis are very quick of mind. So keep in mind that careful planning has to happen. This is where you are right now. The Emperor. So that's that sort of power, the male power, female power, the power that got you to where you want to be today. So it's structure, discipline and hard work gets you there, doesn't it? So what's next? This is the Father card as well. You know, he's climbed the ranks to get to where he is. He's quite a worldly being, this Emperor. But his negative side can be a bit controlling. And controlling in himself to get to where he wants to go. So it's a number 4, so it's about a consolidation. So what is next for you? What's your next project? What's the plan for it, Gemini? Let's see what crosses that, and that will tell us. And reflect what's going on in the whole reading. So this crossing card's really important. The World. So yeah, successfully completed a scenario, a life cycle event, projects, all that sort of thing. So that's successfully coming to an end. So indeed, one needs to reharness those disciplines, those structures and that hard work again for the next project. So there you go. 2 major arcana cards, which is saying that, you know, something's accomplished and something's coming to a successful end. The background of the situation. The slow moving energy of the Knight of Pentacles. So as I said earlier, we're in the Virgo season at the moment. So this slow moving energy will get you to where you want to go. Indeed. Also thinking this is a younger male person who's very sort of focused, slow moving, knows where he wants to go. He's also very loyal. So if you know who this boy or / young man is, he's sort of quite important to you as well. So he might well be the next project in terms of whoever he is to you. But it's an excellent card to get because it sort of says that you're on track. It may be a slow moving energy, but this Knight of Coins will get to where he wants to go. Recent influences, the Fool. So there we have the successful wrapping up with the World, number card 21, and then we start at 0 again with the Fool. So new things are starting already, Gemini. Not surprised by that. You normally do things with speed, and you know, you use your intellect a lot to get to where you want to be. So brilliant. So what's the plan? Where are we going? What's the next journey? Does it involve this Knight of Coins? Is it a slow moving energy? Yes, but he's there for a reason, to kind of keep us in check as well as where we're going and make sure everything's done correctly. So new journeys coming up. Let's see the lesson you'll be learning in Virgo season. 3 of Wands. So foundations. Strong foundations. They can withhold any storm. So also this is about a man from overseas as well. So that's sort of overseas influence, travel influence, that sort of thing, getting to where you want to go, but knowing that you've sort of got your foundations as solid, so from there anywhere is good. 3 is also expansion and growth. So things generally going well in your life, Gemini, for the Virgo season. Yeah, and that slow moving, yeah, getting that foundation put in place and secure is really important. So you've done that, and you know, even if you're getting into your head a bit, just know that everything's quite secure for you for the month of, well, the season of Virgo. And there's something about this overseas person, overseas, reaching overseas, looking out, being quite sort of, you know, international in the thinking. Near future we have the Chariot, so another major arcana card which sort of says victory and success with whatever this next trip basically you're planning, and then that can be a trip just in your own sort of realm, in your own life where you're going next. But the drawback of this is it will do really well, but you've got to be emotionally disciplined in order to get it done. So that's just, you know, discipline is an aspect that we all need to learn, and it's usually about doing things we don't want to do, but sort of making ourselves do it because we know it's for the greater good. So fast moving energy, once that emotional discipline is sort of, you know, in hand, reined in basically, because it's the Chariot, very fast moving vehicle, so to speak. Let's see what's happening that you're not realising down here. This is often a surprise, as you know. The Queen of Cups. So just being receptive at the moment, Gemini, very receptive, just watching things, you know, being able to listen well, observe, see how things are going. Especially if this is a family member, this project. I keep one of my subscribers is very important to me, and she always, you know, when I read for Gemini, I always read with this person in mind, and it's about, you know, being receptive, just watching, listening, giving good advice when it's asked for, but, you know, basically just being that sort of receiver to what's going on, giving input when it's asked for, but overall just watching over intuitively to see what's going to happen, especially in this month, you know, that slow moving energy, but still, you know, just allowing it to sort of develop how it's going to develop without interfering basically, because the Queen of Cups doesn't interfere. She lets things just flow along as they flow. How others see you, Gemini. Judgment, so yeah, indeed, karmic debt wiped free. Things that you've been struggling with, especially probably, I keep going back to this Knight of Coins. He's quite important to it because he's sitting at the top there, and it's like that debt, karmic debt with this energy is sort of wiped free, and this person is ready to sort of do really well, you know, with your help as well. But whatever it means to you, you know what this will reflect to you yourselves, Gemini. I'm just the interpreter here. But yeah, this gives you, okay, that karmic debt's paid off, and this talking about people and family, that kind of thing. So you can scrub that board clean and sort of know that you're clean of karmic debt, and you can move on to the next level. But it's a very promising card as well, very karmic. So things are what you put in, you get out. You don't put in, you don't get out. But people are seeing this of you. So it's a nice card. You can start again. Start with the next project. Absolutely karmic debt free. Positive feelings during the Virgo season. the Empress, the mother. Abundance coming in. So really, you know, for the mothers out there, the Gemini mothers or even fathers that are doing the mother's job, that female energy is really paying off. Abundance comes in, especially with children too. I'm getting this is about a child for a lot of you, or a project for a lot of you. No matter what your gender, it doesn't matter. But it's just abundance coming in because of that sheer sort of, you know, female, or that mothered, unconditional mother giving business. And then you see the abundance for the giving. And just things really sort of taking a nice upward swing where it's nice and sort of comfortable, and the hard work's happened. And it's a number 3 card too, so it talks about growth again, growth and expansion. Wonderful card to get for you Geminis, especially in positive feelings. Very satisfactory card actually. The outcome. 5 of Swords, so a bit of there's a few people around at the end of this season, so going into Libra, that, you know, there might be a bit of a tussle of, a bit of argument, sort of, you know, keep away from these 5 of Swords people. They're usually people that come in and sort of try and hijack your plans just because they can. But they're usually quite bored people, and they like to sort of have control once again, but it's about... you kind of need to sidestep or walk right through this group of people, because they really sort of they make opposition for the sake of making opposition. It's that Swords energy. They, you know, make up stories for the sake of making up stories, just to see, you know, just to get reactions from people. So you'd be well advised to walk through the middle of them politely and just keep moving. Don't get caught up in this, you know, web of theirs. Okay, so let's have a look. What a beautiful reading, Gemini, but as usual, there's always something. There's always a bit of a drop. So what I'm going to do is just have a look at a few extras. I'm just going to put an additional card on that 3 of Wands, so that foundation, solid foundation, growth and expansion. On the Queen of Cups, just to give you the heads up there. And of course on that 5 of Swords, of that, you know, that opposition. So underneath the 3 of Wands, which is that sort of overseas card, that sort of expansion, growth card, excuse me, let's have a look what's underneath that, what's under the surface of that Gemini. And there's all the hard work that's been done, and don't forget to step back, Gemini, and see it, how much you have done. 3 of Wands is almost like building a house. You've got the foundations down, then you've got to put the rest on, but it's solid then. So this is asking you step back and look at that hard work and a lot of energy and good stuff you've done, earthy stuff you've done to create what you've got so far in your life. Underneath the surface of the Queen of Cups, we have the Sun. So the Sun shining in to sort of, you know, illuminate what you have done and how far you've come as well. Especially where it's about, you know, just being a receiver, as the Queen of Cups is, just listening and being sort of intuitive about things. And the Sun comes in there just to sort of shine light on everything so it's seen clearly. So you kind of think it's the opposite to that moon that hides things. The Sun sort of shines its light on anything that needs illuminating. It's also a yes answer card. So beautiful card there. In underneath this Queen of Cups, what you're not expecting. And finally, underneath the surface of this 5 of Swords, we have 2 of Coins. So it's very much a scenario of, you know, the juggler. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep those plates spinning in the air. There's new things coming in, of course, all the time. Decisions to be made about money and paths to go on. Maybe doing 2 jobs, you know, and often I'm getting parents sort of here and doing that and doing your day job and doing everything else. And there's always these people on the side who are willing to say, oh no, don't do that, don't do this. So there it is. You just keep spinning and juggling. You're doing a really good job there, Gemini. So wonderful. Okay, now just to get you your additional message for the season of Virgo. Sorry, there's a bit of noise pollution out there. Okay, message for Gemini. Desires. The root of all suffering is desire. The steady stream of human desires are directing you away from the beauty of the present moment to the fantasy of the future, taking you away from the appreciation of what you've got and what life is offering you right now. So there's those desires, and that's about focusing on the here and now and being grateful, as it said. So it's all good, but the desires are still there, but at the moment just live in the present because it's important for you. And it's a slow moving energy as well, but it's learning just to be grateful. Thanks so much for listening, Gemini. Have a great Virgo season.